Shocked? Yeah, I was too when my friend had to deal with this firsthand. It was a few years ago, and my friend, I'm gonna call him Tim, he wasn't feeling so good. I just thought he had a cold or something, you know? So we went to the doctor. He came back and he shocked me with the news that it could be HIV. At first, I didn't really believe him. I thought, he was joking. And then I realized, this is really serious. He could die. It wasn't a joke. I felt useless. He felt useless. We didn't know what to do, so we just waited. The day came, he got his results. He was negative, but it was still bugging me. I didn't know anything about this disease. What if my friend had been diagnosed positive? What's it like to live with AIDS? But more importantly, what can I do to support those who have it?
CD4 cells are a type of white blood cell, and they're meant to fight off germs. The HIV enters the blood cell and basically destroys it, but it also sets up a little factory in the blood cell and starts producing other HIV viruses. And that's how the virus replicates and spreads throughout the body through the blood supply and the lymph system. There are 5 main body fluids that can transmit HIV. And those are semen, and that includes pre-cum, vaginal fluids, rectal fluids, of course blood, and breast milk. A sharing of ink and needles for tattoos, sharing of needles for piercing or acupuncture could lead to someone becoming infected with HIV.
After hearing all that, tattoos and piercings, there's so many times where I could have come in contact with HIV. That's scary. Maybe I should go get tested.
Have you had blood drawn before?
I have.
Okay, so you're experienced.
How long does it take for the test to come back?
Okay, the test, these ones here, they'll take 24 hours. We'll be able to get them back.
Alrighty.
Big prevention, don't share needles. Have protection when you're having intercourse. Use condoms. Safe sex is very important. Condoms, I don't know, unless you're in a long-term relationship, why condoms aren't like in everybody's drawers. Purses, pockets, everything. Also, if you're in a serious relationship and you do decide that you're going to have intercourse, sexual relations, is why not both parties go get tested for everything?
The good news is that most people, if they're treated and well managed on their HIV medication, may not ever reach the AIDS stage. And they can live a fairly normal lifespan.
It's no longer a death sentence. It is, if treated properly, just like any kind of a disease, you take your medications correctly, you take care of yourself, it can be a chronic situation as opposed to a death sentence.
There are so many things that I didn't know about AIDS, like how much it actually affects the lives of those who come in contact with it. But it's so beautiful to know that we have a memorial out here dedicated to those people. Unfortunately, more names will be added to it if we don't find a cure. It's so important for us to understand how to prevent contracting HIV. That way we can stop it from spreading.
I was 36 weeks pregnant, so it kind of was explosive news to me. I was kind of thrown into a tailspin because I expected to have a natural birth and to be able to breastfeed. And 4 weeks before my due date, I was told you can't breastfeed, you can't have a natural birth, you need to have a C-section. So it was a lot, and to the best of my education at the time, it was a death sentence. I was thinking, like, am I going to be able to have this child? Is this child going to live? What's going to happen to me? You know, basically my life was kind of flashing before my eyes. I contracted it from a past partner. I was having unprotected sex. I was working in the sex trade, but it was actually my partner that was unfaithful, and I was using protection with everybody but him, which didn't make sense, but you know, sometimes life doesn't. I think youth are one of the biggest at-risk categories. So I do a lot of public speaking in high schools and that kind of thing, sharing my story and encouraging people to get tested.
What do you think that youth actually think? Do you think that they believe it's older people who actually do contract HIV?
I think there's a lot of stereotypes with the disease, druggies, prostitutes, homeless people, that kind of thing, and in reality it's youth that are being affected in large numbers. And unfortunately, unless you're using protection and knowing your partners, you really can't protect yourself. It affects everybody. It doesn't choose based on age, it doesn't choose based on race. And a lot of the stigma surrounding the disease, I find people saying that I shouldn't be able to have children, that I don't deserve my children, that kind of thing.
So how important do you think it is that these people have support groups, friends and family?
I think people who don't have those supports and cannot find people to relate are missing a link in keeping themselves healthy. When I tell a person I'm HIV positive, that's generally the very second question, or first question out of their mouth is, well, what about your kids? And then I have to get into the whole fact that HIV positive women can have babies, and they do have babies, and our babies are HIV free. I think a lot of people's education lies, you know, especially youth nowadays. What was education 20 years ago? HIV was a death sentence. Well, now HIV is a livable condition, and I'm expected to see these girls grow up and have grandbabies one day, hopefully.
My results are in, and I'm pretty sure I won't be positive, but I'm still clearly a little nervous.
So good morning. We
Good
have
morning to
all
you.
of your results back.
Okay.
You can see that this one is negative. You can see that your sugar is fine. You've got an excellent hemoglobin, and your thyroid's good. So everything's looking good.
All right. Perfect. Well, that's what I like to hear. I was a little nervous, but yeah. All right.
No, that looks very good.
Wonderful. So I just got my results back, and negative. But honestly, I'm still a little shaky. I can't imagine what it would be like for somebody who thought that they might be positive. I think I better understand, though, how my friend might have felt. Even though he was negative, it's still a really scary situation. I can definitely understand how these people need support. their friends and loved ones to understand what's going on. As someone who's been through a situation like this, maybe I can help spread the message. I've come so far from what I used to know, which wasn't a lot, and I realized that I'm very lucky to have been negative, but there are so many people who aren't. The best thing that we can do is be there for the ones that we love and care about. We definitely need to provide information because knowledge is key to being healthy and happy. There's still no cure for AIDS, but one day, with the help and support that we can offer, there will be.